Hi, good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for joining us. We're going to start with a brief opening statement from Coach. After that, we'll come around for questions. Just raise your hand. We'll come around to you.
All right. First and foremost, I want to thank God just for the day, for myself being alive, family, and all those things. Also want to take my hat off once again to Tennessee. I thought they did a really good job this past weekend. They really just beat us. You know what I mean? It's none short to say or no other reasons, excuses, things of that nature. I got to get my team to be more prepared, excited about it, but I'm thankful for the challenge we have ahead. Came in, kind of flushed everything down yesterday and ready to move on to play against UConn. We have a really good football team coming here. I think Coach Moore has done an amazing job. I like his offensive coordinator, Coach Gordon. Excited for him. I think when he was moved up last year to be the OC, I think he's done a real good job. Matt Brock, really good coach, especially when he was at Mississippi State. Did a good job coming a coordinator, then coming here, and then special teams coordinator Doug did a real good job. I think they have a good receiving core, good running backs, good defense. I think they do a lot of exotic things on the defensive side of the ball. So they're a real good team, and special teams, they play extremely hard. So we're excited, thankful. We get an opportunity to play them at home, the Dome this weekend. It should be pretty fun.
Questions? We'll start right here with Yvonne.
Fran, what was it that you saw from Antoine Delorier that allowed him to start Saturday's game as a true freshman?
He just worked hard. He was injured, just came back and just keep working. So he's constantly trying to work and constantly learning the game. He's a student of the football game. I like the way he prepares.
When you look back at it on film, what was it about him that stood out in Saturday's game?
It's just a lot of different things when I film. Honestly, I moved on. I'm ready for the next game. So like that film sucks when you look at it. You know what I mean? It was bad. Some good things that was on there, but for the most part, we lost. So film.
You've got like a few freshmen playing important roles on this team. How have they handled that throughout camp and through the first game week, and why so much confidence in those young guys?
They're just talented, so you just got to keep giving opportunities. I think a lot of times you say they're not ready yet, and then you try to wait till the following year, and then it's still their first time, right? So people say people aren't ready. You just got to give everybody opportunities. I was given the opportunity, so I want to make sure that I'm able to do the same.
So right in front of Chris, and then after that, Chris, you can just pass the microphone right behind you to Samantha.
Fran, we saw Jamie Tremble on defense on Saturday. What went into the decision to sort of play him on that side?
He started Sam linebacker for us. It's been in my mindset for a while. I just thought he was a good football player. He's super talented. Wanted to make sure he got on the field. A couple different drills and things that we've done showed me that he can do it, and he has the mental capacity to be able to handle learning both sides of the playbook. So you'll see a couple other dudes going on both sides of the ball this week also.
You still view him as a two-way player versus defense for this year?
I mean, he caught a pass Saturday. So, and that was on offense, and then he made a tackle on defense. So more so a two-way player.
How do you avoid learning both sides, sort of slowing a guy's progression and sort of mastering?
Repeat that?
How difficult is it to learn both sides and still master the position?
Well, for him, he plays Sam linebacker, so he'll understand and know that. There's not a lot of calls when you go to reg. And then on the offensive side of the ball, he's been in the system for 2 years now.
Chris, you can just pass it right behind you to Samantha.
What stuck out to you about Yassine Willis's Week 1 performance?
I'm just kind of moved on to UConn. I thought he did good though. He did a pretty good job. He's a tough kid. He loves football. His energy, his passion, just so I don't want to take anything away from him, but I think he could play so much better. I think he did a real good job though for our outcome. He did well, but he didn't play at his best. And I think he's better footballs ahead of him, if that answers your question.
Put Christian in front.
Along the same lines, what advantages do you have having two capable running backs like Yassine and Will at your disposal for your offense?
I think it's good because they're both intelligent. They both are capable of doing the same things but have different games. And then we got other guys that can play running back also. So I think we got 4 running backs that are ready to play right now and 2 that are in the mix. They're working and they're getting better and better.
What about Aiden?
Hey, Coach, there was a moment that was shown on the TV broadcast of Deuce kind of comforting Demetrius after one of those tough plays for him. Just how have you seen Deuce become kind of a mentor figure to Demetrius and just a leader in that secondary room this year?
I think Deuce is the most organized and probably most well-prepared player on the defensive side of the ball. He's literally did a 180 from just his preparation to trying to be good and trying to do the right thing and leading, and he's taking on all those roles, and he appreciates those roles, right? He's a completely different young man than he was last year and even before he left here to go. So he's constantly growing, and it's a good thing to be able to see him do that. But over the last 6 months, I've seen a huge transformation over Deuce, right, of just the way he responds to stuff, the things that he's doing. And my hat goes off to his mom and his dad for just sticking with him and making him stay focused and telling him to stay focused. But he's done an amazing job. I'm really proud of Deuce. I love Deuce, and I'm happy for him.
Were those conversations that you had with him, or was that just kind of a natural thing for him stepping up into that role this offseason?
I think it was a mixture of all. I can't say it's me because he has good parents. He went through a tough loss in his family that hit him pretty hard. So I think that also played a part in it. He got some little cousins that mean a lot to him. And it's just he's a leader. He wants to be a role model. It means a lot to him. Like, he understands some of the things that he's done as a young kid that now as he's older, he wants to be there to show those young guys what to do and how to handle the things the right way.
Fran, you had a few guys nicked up coming into the game. Some got nicked up during the game. How are you guys looking injury-wise? Do you have any updates on guys like Emmanuel Ross or Devin Grant or anybody like that?
I'm going to find out. We do the injury report this afternoon, so I should be doing that about 1:45. Then I'll know a little bit more about all those guys. I know everybody was in treatment this morning. Guys made it to breakfast and stuff like that, so I'll find that out when we go into injury report.
Speaking of which, I know you're not too big on social media, but there were some fans accusing Tennessee players of faking injuries Saturday. Some of their fans were accusing your players. Did you have anything you wanted to address about that?
I didn't see Tennessee didn't get any flags for no injuries, nor did us. So I felt they played good football.
Coach Derek McDonald, after the game, talked about tackling and how that was still a point of work for them this week. How do you think, you guys are kind of tackling that literally and figuratively to make sure that?
I'll get it fixed. Yeah, we'll get it fixed this weekend. This week, not this weekend. We got to get it fixed today, though. So that started last week on Wednesday, so we'll get it fixed.
Is there anything specific that you guys can implement in practice this week that will hopefully help that against UConn?
I mean, everybody can say the normal tackling drills, things of that nature, but at some point in time, you got to take your face mask and put it on his face mask and be willing to go hit, right? It comes down to mano a mano, right? So just contact. It's a contact sport. If you don't want to hit, you got to go hit. We thought in practice, so I'm just not aware of why we diving at legs and all that little. We just didn't play the right brand of football, and I messed that up. So that's on me.
Fran, Steve isn't too used to losing. I believe it was only his second loss as a starter in his career, this past weekend. In just the past couple of days, how do you feel like you've seen him respond to, a newer feeling to him, responding from a loss? And how do you feel like he's taken control, of the team, even, since that loss?
He's a tough man. We talked yesterday. We had a good conversation. You're not used to losing me either, right? It's my 5th loss in 3 years. So, but I lost 1 game at Georgia. So, but I don't like losing. I don't want him to become accustomed to losing. He's not a loser. He's a good kid. He come from a winning high school program. He came from a good program last year that won a lot, and I expect to keep him on that same track, right? Winning is contagious, so I want to make sure that we get that back going.
Mark?
Hi, Coach. You said that in practice you've seen guys hit. For some players, though, is there a different mindset in terms of tackling or hitting in practice versus a game?
It shouldn't be. That's the issue right there. It shouldn't be. A hit's a hit. So we got to be able to figure that out, right? Whether it's technique, a courage, we got to get that fixed. So, because it's hard to tell the difference in confused and scared to me when you're watching tape, right? Does he not know what to do, or is he scared, right? So we got to figure that out fast.
Sometimes they say you can look into the eyes of someone and see that. Is that something that, as a coach, maybe you can see that in a player that, okay, you look different in practice as opposed to, like, you look different during the game?
I guess you could say that, but when you watch the film, you can't really tell the difference in being confused or scared. So we got to make sure that they do their job so they can take practice into the game, right? Because you fall back on your training. So I don't think everyone didn't fall back on that training. Maybe the moment was too big, right? I'm not sure what that was, but we got to get it fixed, right? I mean, I keep talking and we can't keep talking about it. We just got to fix it, right? So we just got to get it fixed.
Mark, you just hand it right over to Chris, then Brian.
Fran, sorry to go back to Jamie quickly. When did you sort of start experimenting with him at linebacker?
Man, we just talked about that.
You said it was a while ago.
Yeah, was
it a spring or start of training camp? Or?
Low training camp.
Was there anything in particular that sort of prompted it for you?
He ran at 22 miles per hour on the GPS. He could jump 39 inches with his vertical. He ran a 4.5 on a laser. So I just figured I need that freak athlete on the football field.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Fran, I was wondering about Tyshawn Russell and just what he did to impress you to get in that wide receiver rotation here early in the season.
I think he's a good football player with a lot more to come from him, right? He got to get a little bit more focus because he's capable of, I think the kid's capable of having 100+ yards every game, right? But he has to understand that and he has to prepare and train like that, not just at practice. For me, guys, this is an off-the-field thing too, right? It's everything. Not saying Tyshawn, but this is how you go to class, like how you handle this. Like, it's a direct correlation of life and football. Kind of starts to work together when you start to get to this level and get a little bit higher. The guys that are truly focused, they seem to do pretty well on the field, right? The guys that aren't, so Tyshawn Russell's he's going to do well on the field because he does well off the field, right? But he's a good player. I think that as he continues to get comfortable, the offense will become even easier to him, right? Because he can play all over.
Brian, can you just hand it over your right shoulder to Samantha there, and then we'll go to Aiden right after that.
I remember you saying previously that you hate losing more than you love winning. Who instilled that in you, and why do you think that is?
I don't know. I just hate losing. Like, I'm so mad right now. You have no idea. I hate losing. It's not a good feeling. You prepare for something so long and then you lose. It's something I want to say that I can't really say. I'd rather something else than losing, but I can't stand losing. It sucks. It's because it sticks with you forever, right? Losing hurts, right? Losing really, really hurts. Sometimes you can get over, for me, because I'm super competitive, there could be people that, I ain't even gonna say that would be too messed up, but I hate losing.
Go down to Aiden right there, Sam. You can hand him the microphone. And we'll take two more after that if anybody's got it. We'll finish right in front with Javon and Christian.
Yeah, Coach, in the box score, the offensive line kind of had a tough day. Is there things that they can improve schematically, or is it kind of a physicality? What did you see on film?
I thought they did well towards the end after they got comfortable, but it was we made two of them was dumb. What you doing? Mm-hmm. Some guys trying to be extra aggressive instead of just doing your job, right? So two of them was dumb. One of them was I was thinking. So, like, it's, but I thought they did better. I think we're going to be able to run the ball. I think those guys are good, right? They can be able to run the ball. We can do some stuff with these guys as we keep getting things going. I'm excited about them, and I'm excited about Byron Washington. You know, he's dropped some more weight. So Byron should be getting ready to get in the mix, right? And Byron and Josh Miller, Quell. So we got some other guys that should be in. There should be 3 more guys that should be in there playing with those guys. So we just got to keep pushing them. Like, we'll really be where we need to be when Byron Washington is at his weight and he's locked in and able to move and go, because he's done a real good job of just losing weight and transforming his body to become different. So we're excited about that.
Yeah, and you know, all 5 played, I think, every snap.
Mhm.
Is that something you want to do this week, kind of mix in more guys? Or don't expect you to give me your whole game plan, but
I want to.
Mhm.
I want to play as many people as possible. Like, the things for me that is tough. First off, losing sucks, right? Then second, losing and not playing, that really, like, it's like, bro, that sucks. So, like, as a player, when you lose and you don't play, like, nobody want to go through that, and I don't want them to go through that, right? So that's bad. So you want to be able to just go and win, so then that way everybody can enjoy and celebrate the win, right? Everybody gets the opportunity to go and do that, and especially our players, right? They do a good job academically, and then they're here busting their butts athletic. So you want these guys to be able to get the full experience of being a student athlete.
Yeah, thank you.
Last 2, Javon and Christian.
Fran, you touched on this a little while back. Coach O'Brien had talked about it down in Charlotte. Between you, him, Coach Mora, there seems to be a real emphasis on reviving college football in the Northeast. Could you just go into that a little bit heading into this game and, you know, the progress that you've seen your program take, those 2, and the ultimate goal to make sure, like, you know, Penn State's not the only football team in this region, I guess?
I'm just focused on the day at practice and all. Jim Moore is a legendary coach. His father, Bill O'Brien's a legendary coach. Super Bowl champs. Like, I mean, just the fact that you mentioned my name with theirs means a lot for you to be able to do that. But I'm really just focused on Monday's practice. And I just hope that we're able to go out and compete the way that we're supposed to compete. Right? I want to be able to compete. I'm very thankful that we get a chance to play against UConn, and I get a chance to go and compete against Coach Moore. He's become actually a friend. You know, I text him and we talk 2 times. So he's a good person, and I know loves the game of football, does it the right way. I'm very thankful that he is the head coach at UConn, because that helps this Northeast be competitive, right? I'm happy that Bill O'Brien is the head coach at Boston College, because it helps be competitive, right? You gotta come up here and recruit now, because kids that go to UConn, kids that go to Boston College, they can go to Pitt, you know what I mean? Kids that go to Penn State, it's all over now, right? It's all other schools that everybody go to. You can go to Rutgers, you come to Syracuse, right? You can come up north and play some good football. So I'm just trying to, we're trying to win today, man. We got to win this first quarter today. So it's important that we focus and just win today and be able to focus on that. But that's a great question you asked me. I'm very happy to be amongst all those guys you named that I just brought up, like Greg Schiano, Jim Moore, Bill O'Brien, like all those dudes, Pat Narduzzi, those dudes they're going to all be in the Hall of Fame when they're done coaching, right? So I'm thankful you brought my name up with their name.
Last question, Christian.
Coach, how do you channel that anger that you're feeling after losing to have a good practice day and have good preparation for this coming week?
Face the fact, face reality, make sure that everybody look in the mirror, understand and know what I've done, what I did wrong, first and foremost, be able to understand that, and then make sure everybody else knows it. I mean, move on. It's already kind of like, you know, we're ready to go play the next team, right? We know what we've done. We know what we did right. We know what we did wrong. We got some situational games. If you really go back, turnovers, right? Middleweight. We didn't do well in the middleweight. Do well turning over. We turned over the ball, and then we didn't do well tackling, right? But that middleweight, when we score, we can't let them score, right? That's not good football. It's not good complementary football, and we got to play complementary football this weekend. And that's what we talked about. That's what we're ready to go out and try and be able to do and compete. And so we're just ready to go have some fun this weekend. And I'm gonna still make sure the players have fun though. right? It's important that they still have fun and understand. There's just no moral victories in it. It's like we got our butts whipped, right? So, like we 0-1, and that's not a good deal, and we want to get on the winning side of the column so we can continue to try to go face with things that we need to face.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, man.